I'm recording. Hey there, everyone. Leon Gregory from Brookfield, Wisconsin. And, I'm trying to get this adjusted a little bit better. Okay, I'm centered and I'm not all face in the screen. Well, it's been a few days in that since I've cut a video on that. I'm sure you're all looking forward to it. They're probably all saying, what's happening with Leon Gregory? And well, let me tell you, my wife Tammy and I, we just got back and that from the most excellent weekend we've had in a while. We had purchased a newer vehicle, 2009 Nissan Altima. And man, what a car! What a car! We drove down to Branson, Missouri, and that to surprise my dad, my mom, and my dad and my mom, and and we did a great job at that. Let me tell you. That was so good. Oh, we laughed about it all weekend long, and on the trip home and that. Oh, but anyhow, yeah. So we left Wisconsin Friday, and drove down, and man, what an easy car to drive. Usually, because all we've driven, this is our first, car since 1988. All we've driven is SUVs and vans, and usually in the vans, if you got a crosswind, you're fighting the wind, and oh my goodness, it's just, it drives you a little crazy, and you're exhausted when you get down there, and it's 10 hour ride, stopping for supper and everything. And but with this car, I didn't feel tired whatsoever, and it just rode so nice. And man, 80 miles an hour, you didn't even know you were doing 80 miles an hour. A couple times I caught myself. I was like, "Oh my goodness, how fast am I going?" But I didn't care. I put it right back up to 80, and we kept going. And but yeah, so we got down there, and we got to the condo and rang the doorbell, and nobody home. We're like, what the heck, they must be sleeping because it was like 11:30, 11:15 around in there. And so we're ringing the doorbell. Finally, I called, no answer. Like, what the heck's going on? Tammy tells me, oh, they offered to give us cards, so we could get into the room, at the condo they were renting. And how we found out we were just going to go to their house, but my stepbrothers were my incognito spies and found out that no, they weren't going to be home. They were going to be in Branson for the week. So they got us all the information so we knew where to go. So we went to the office, got the cards, came back. Here they are, getting out of the car. And my stepmom, she's in the back by the trunk of the car and that. And so we come pulling up. And, and I go, hey, so what are you old farts doing out so late? Shouldn't you guys be in bed? And she's hands on the hips and she's going, who do you think you're talking to, And I had to start laughing. And she was, and I says, well, of course I'm talking to a couple old farts here. And then Tammy goes in, by the way, you're in our parking spot. Well, my dad, he's 85 years old. He slams the car door closed and he's got his hands on his hip and he's ready to kick car butts. 85 years old, he's going to fight over a parking spot. And the funny thing about it, there was like 5 open parking spots right next to him and that. So we're sitting there, we're cracking up, we're fine. We're like, and I'm like, you don't recognize us? What's going on here? And she said, well, the voice sounds awfully familiar. And we figured, well, new car, it was probably dark out. They couldn't see our faces. So we get out of the car. Oh, my God. It was something, we laughed about it all weekend long. And when we left, on Sunday and that, we told them, hey, you can have your parking spot back. But it was so nice. The car was so roomy. My dad had no problems getting in and out of it. My stepmom sat in the back seat with Tammy, and they said it wasn't even like sitting in the back seat. So that was really cool. So we did all kinds of things. Saturday we woke up early, and then we went to Branson Bell, and that, which is like a imitation steamboat. It's a paddle wheel boat, and they served lunch and had a great show. And we went and did some shopping, and I got a new pair of walking shoes, and very cool. And then we went back to the condo to relax a little bit because we found out we were doing another show that night. You know, I don't know if you've ever been to Branson, but Branson's got all kinds of shows, you know. So we went to one of their favorite shows in that evening, and it's about the third or fourth time I've been to it with them. It's never the same, and they got this one comedian, Jim Dandy. He just cracks me up. I mean, you know, it's the stupidest, corniest jokes, but I laugh my butt off, and that's so. We really had a good time, you know. And then Sunday morning we woke up and we came back home, um, and you know. We had such a good time. It was an excellent weekend for us, and we're looking forward to doing more weekends and maybe week-long trips. You know, that's what we're working for. That's what we're building for. You know, and below in my description, I'm going to have a link there so that you can click on and see what we're doing so that we can have the time to do the things like this to surprise our parents and that, and not even just our parents, but we'd love to go out and just show up on our son's doorstep out in California and just say, "Hey, we're here. Where are we sleeping?" That would be totally hilarious. And so anyhow, like I say, there's going to be a link down below. Now on this video, you're going to see some extraordinary incomes that are being stated. So I'm also going to include our income disclosures, and it's updated daily, and you can see that. Make no promises. I make no promises whatsoever. But if you're a hard worker, can listen to what to do, you stand the chance to make some money, uh, just like we are. Well, you have yourself a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.